Hey there people of the internet, my name is Sivana and welcome to my studio. Today is another Michigan Pokemon drawing, and from now on I'm going to refer to them as Minichi-mon since they're from the Minichi region. But before we get into all that, I have to announce that I'm going to be taking a short break from uploading just because of travel and lots of end of summer plans that are keeping me way too busy. I will return sometime mid to late August though, so don't worry. Now with that out of the way, let's get into the drawing. As you see, I have some flower girls here, and what better flower Pokemon to do for the Minichi region than some Michigan lilies? So you know how in almost every region there's like a 3-stage female grass Pokemon thing? They start out as a little baby bud and then turn into a gorgeous flower woman, kind of like Oddish-ish, who eventually turns into Blossom, so I'm counting that for both Gens 1 and 2. And then 3 and 4 we get Bidoof, Roselia, and Roserade. Gen 5 is Leavanny, or I guess Lilligant. Gen 6 is the Florges line that should absolutely be grass type, and I am forever mad that it isn't. And then of course Gen 7 with the very overt, beautiful woman that is Sarina. You get the point. So that's what I'm doing today. However, I do change the final stage to be more androgynous. I was going to give it a big lily dress like Lilligant, but decided against it early on, just because I didn't want it to be overtly feminine like Sarina, but more non-binary, kinda like Roserade. Onto the line work, get ready for lots of circles. So here's the little baby, Lily, whose name should be self-explanatory. I figured these would be kind of an early game similar to Oddish and Bidoof, but it is not classified as a baby Pokemon like Bidoof is. However, they do evolve through high friendship during the day, and they're just a sweet little baby bud. I wanted the eyes and mouth to kind of look like their petal spots, and I just love it, they're so cute. Their little leafy dress thing was inspired by Ralts. Honestly, this whole line was kind of inspired by Gardevoir, and Curlia, and Ralts, and Gallade. Yeah. My goodness, this looks like a mess. Just bear with it, it will look so much better in time. It's just easier for me to use and manipulate the circle tool for nice, clean, and smooth curved lines. Otherwise, I'm going to be doing one line over and over and pressing undo 5 million times until I get it right because I'm a perfectionist. So the circle tool keeps me sane. Next is Liliumi, from the scientific name Lilium michiganese, who is very Curlia and Steenie inspired, and I love them. Adding the spots was a bit of a challenge because I didn't want to clutter the design, but they had to have spots like the Michigan Lily, otherwise they were just basic petals. So I went pretty minimal with them and I think it turned out really great. Well, lastly is Lily-chan, from Lily, obviously, and Michigan, the CH and AN from Michigan, but also kind of sounds like a cute Japanese nickname, Lily-chan! I wanted to keep the stamen of the lilies in the design and used it as like hair and also for their arms and fingers. I couldn't decide how I wanted the leaf clothes to look for a long time until I laid it on this kind of petal tutu waistcoat tail thing. It looks very fairycore and I love it. Now time for the color, which is very simple. I just color picked from these images, and then the slightly more difficult part was figuring out which colors to use where. The petals had to be orange, of course, but which shade of orange should I use? I wanted there to be a progression in the color as they evolved as well, so the leaves gradually got more saturated and a little darker, and the petals also got a darker shade. I eventually changed my Lily to yellow, Lilium gets this nice peachy orange, and Lily-chan gets this bright kind of burnt orange. Their skin, or I guess their faces, or whatever they are the pale yellow of most filaments on the stamen, and the anther, or tips, are brown. Their eyes and spots are also shades of brown, or like this golden brown, and then the shading and highlights are really straightforward. I wanted them to shine like bright, healthy leaves, and the petals have the kind of fiery shading to show how they look when in sunlight, nice and warm and partially translucent. Okay, back to Liliumi. I wanted to convey the personality shift between all of the stages, from the little baby Lily who is just young and curious about the world, to Liliumi being happy and excitable, then to Lily-chan being cool and stoic. I changed Liliumi's expression a lot, and it ends up being a really big smile in the final version. I also really love her petal crown. Michigan lilies are really interesting to me because they kind of droop, and their petals curve up toward the sun, so they look like a perfect little hat. And then Liliumi has these little stamen for hands. Back to Lily-chan and their Sarina looking face. I couldn't figure out a mouth, so I just covered it up with the sepal leaves that are usually under the petals, and their faces are kind of like the stigma or pistil of a flower. I had to look up all of these flower anatomy words, so I wasn't just like, yeah, those brown stick things that come out of the middle of a flower. I can at least pretend like I know what I'm talking about. More lilies for the hands, with the petals looking like sleeves and the stamen being used for the fingers. Then the waistcoat tail leaves. I really like these a lot because they could just be like coattails, or like one of those skirts that is short in the front and long in the back. This whole design was just meant to feel very gender neutral, and I love how it turned out. And in case you're wondering, Lilium evolves into Lily-chan using a sunstone. Then I just pop in the background, do this outline thing, and they're all done. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my lovely lilies. I had a lot of fun designing them, and I can't wait to hear what you think about them. As I said before, I'm going to take a bit of a break for a vacation, but I will be back soon. Don't forget to leave a like and a comment, subscribe and ring the bell if you haven't already, and as always, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.